David Clendon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir, could I just begin my comments by acknowledging that the Minister has just said a great deal that I can agree with. I don't agree with all of National's program, clearly, but I say that in the context of believing that if we are to reduce crime and to make some real inroads into offending and our management of offenders, we need to endeavour to depoliticise some of the issues, to perhaps tone down some of the aggression, shall we say, between the various sides in this debate about how to deal with issues around justice. So with that point, I'd say that if one looks at the estimates for the whole suite of justice portfolios, corrections, police, courts and so on, it's very difficult to make an argument that we're underspending on justice. That collective I've mentioned, the spend would be something well north of $5 billion, I think, a significant amount of money, and it has increased over recent years. Corrections, for example, in the early 2000s, the spend on corrections, I think, was about $460 million. This year, it's around $1.5 billion. That sort of increase is unsustainable. I think that the issue is not that we're spending too little, but that we are not spending it as well as we might do, and therefore are not getting the outcomes that we might seek to achieve. Justice reinvestment is the language, the phrase that is commonly used by advocates of taking some political risk, and there is political risk in it, but being willing to rethink and to reconsider where we focus the spend on justice, where we put the majority of that money, and how what outcomes we'll expect from that. Offending is trending down. The crime rate, as the Minister noted, is at an historic low. The peculiar anomaly with that, of course, is that imprisonment is at an all-time high. We need to investigate and analyse that peculiar disconnect. But the fact is, despite what I think in terms of the popular perception that crime is actually on the increase, I think our friends in the Fourth Estate need to consider the dramatic over-reporting of crime that we see constantly across all of our media. I won't dwell on that, but I do believe that is another matter that we need to pay some attention to. So to state the obvious, the best investment is that which prevents crime, that reduces the numbers of victims, that we will never eliminate crime and offending. That would be sort of some happy nirvana, some utopia we're unlikely to ever achieve, but certainly we can reduce it. And to give credit where it's due, we have seen some very positive moves in terms of resourcing and practice. I think of the police, particularly with a prevention first strategy they've adopted, neighbourhood policing teams. These are all very positive moves which will help reduce crime.
Order, I apologise for interrupting.